Hello, welcome back once again. Today we have this difficult looking problem. If you try algebraic approach, you will end up getting a disgusting equation. So in this video, we're going to use the geometry approach. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with a right triangle. Here is our right triangle. Now the length of this place, let's call it the square root of this right hand side, 6 all over x, as you can see. And the length of this base here, let's call it the square root of 6 over x minus x. Then we need the length from here to here, which is the opposite side. Then we're going to make use of the Pythagoras theorem. According to the Pythagoras theorem, the opposite side squared plus the adjacent side squared, that is square root of 6 over x minus x squared, this will be equal to the hypotenuse side squared, square root of 6 all over x squared. Then we get here the opposite side squared plus, we know this square, we cancel the square root and we have 6 all over x minus x. So this will be equal to this square, we cancel the square root, we have just 6 all over x. Subtract 6 over x from both sides and add x, you will get opposite squared is equal to x. Take the square root of both sides, we get the opposite side is equal to just square root of x. Then the length of this part here is square root of x. Then we need another right triangle like this. Then this is another right triangle. Then the length from here to here, let's call it the square root of 6 minus x. We can see here we have this base and we have this right. We have this height here. Then this part here is the hypotenuse side. Let's call it h. Then according to the Pythagoras theorem again, we get that h squared will be equal to the square root of x squared plus the square root of 6 minus x squared. We get here h squared is equal to this square, we cancel the square root, we have x plus this square, we cancel the square root, we have 6 minus x. Here we get h squared is equal to 6. From here, this implies that h is simply the square root of 6. So therefore, this part here is square root of 6. Then, here we have the magic. The area of this big triangle here, like this, is going to be half times base times height. We need to prove or confirm that this is also a right angle from here. Then how are we going to do that? Let's find the area of this triangle. We know that the area of that triangle will be half times base times height. Remember that this length here, from this part here to this part here, is going to be the sum of these lengths, right? And we know the sum of this length from the original equation is the right hand side, right? And the right hand side is 6 over x, therefore the sum of these lengths will be 6 over x, which means from here to here is 6 over x. So therefore, the area of this triangle will be half times base, half times the base here is 6 over x, times the height here is square root of x. Then a here will be equal to, if you divide here 1, here 3, we get 3 root x over x, which is same as 3 over root x. Then, considering this right triangle, we know the height now will be root 6 and the base is root 6 over x. Then let us find the area using that right triangle. We get half times the base, which is root 6, times the height, times the height, which is root 6, times the base here is root 6 over x, which is same as root 6 divided by root x. So here we get area is equal to 1 over 2 times root 6 times root 6 is 6 divided by root x 2 divide this, then we get 3 over root x. So we can see that the two areas are equal. Therefore, this is a right triangle. Then, according to the Pythagoras theorem, we know that the square of this hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, the base and the height. Then here we have, according to the Pythagoras theorem, that the hypotenuse side squared, which is that 6 over x squared, will be equal to the square root of 6 over x squared, right? Then plus the square root of 6 squared. Then we have here 36, or we write as 6 times 6 over x squared, because that will still give us 36. This is equal to square cancel square root, square cancel square root. We get 6 over x. Then plus, here we get just 6. Put this over 1. Then we're going to multiply both sides by x squared over 6. Here we have x squared over 6 multiplied by 6 times 6 over x squared. This is equal to x squared over 6 times 6 over x plus x squared over 6 multiplied by 6 over 1. 6 cancel 1, 6 here, x squared cancel x squared here. We have here 6. This is equal to 6 cancel 6. X squared divided by x will give us just x. Then plus 6 cancel 6 here, and we get here x squared. From the right hand side, we have x squared plus x, then minus 6. This is equal to 0, right? Okay, we know this can easily be solved. So x squared x, we'll write it as 3x minus 2x. Then minus 6, this is equal to 0. Here we factorize x plus 3. Factor out negative 2, we get x plus 3. This is equal to 0. So here, this is factorized as x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 2, and this is equal to 0, which implies from here, either x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 2 is equal to 0. Here we get x is equal to negative 3, or we get here x is equal to 2. But the only satisfying root here or solution here is 2, but this solution here does not satisfy the equation. So therefore, we have our solution that x is equal to 2, and this is the correct answer. Thank you for watching. Please kindly subscribe to my channel. Also like, comment, and share.